Today we are looking at the Quickshift for the Fiesta ST Mk8, 8.5 and the Puma ST. We're going to show you how to fit it. First part of the fitting, we need to gain access to the top of the gearbox, and to do that we need to remove the airbox and the air feed. First step, we just unclip the hose from the top. So I'm going to use a T30 Torx, and we need to undo these two screws here. Okay, next we need a 10mm socket, and we're going to remove these screws here. We're not removing the bumper, we don't need to do that, we just need to get a little bit of clearance just to get this out without damaging anything. So don't worry about moving this out yet, because we're going to pull the whole intake out in one go. So next thing is we need to undo the induction hose. You can use a screwdriver, a 7mm socket, or a 7mm hose clip tool. Okay, with the hose clips off, just compress the hose slightly, and you can just pop it out. It out and it slides off. You don't need to take this pipe off. Very important step is we've now got the induction hose off, so we now have open pipe work. This pipe runs around to the front of the turbocharger, to the compressor housing. If anything goes down there, you're going to have a bad day. You're going to need to take all of the pipe work off to get whatever drops down there. So the simple thing, we're going to use a cap to block it, but a bag, a bit of tape or something just to protect the end of there, just in case. Next, we're going to remove the wiring from the temperature sensor, and down here there is just a clip that just holds the wiring onto the airbox. To use a pick, and you can just hook underneath it and just pull the barb off. So it looks like that. And we'll tuck that up here out the way. So next step is to remove the airbox itself. So there's 3 points that it's mounted on. It has a locating tab at the top, and it has two rubber grommets at the top. It can be a bit of a pull to get it out, but if you need to pull straight up like that, and it will just pop out. And then if you go back to where we've loosened the screws at the front, all we need is to just a little bit of room, and we can just pull the air feed off without losing that, and then we can take the whole intake assembly off in one go. So just one thing to be aware of when you're taking the intake off, these are the two grommets that support the bottom of the airbox. You can notice that one's missing, and you may have heard it hit the bottom. So very, very common when you take these apart for these to fall out. And now we've got to rummage around on the under tray to try and find it. Once you've recovered your grommet from your under tray, you just poke it back in the hole. Ready for when you go back together. Next step is to remove the cable from the factory gear selector. We're going to use a trim tool. There you go. And it should pop off with relative ease. Okay, next we're at what can be the difficult bit. So we want to just move the gear selector across, so you can see the end. Okay, so to fit the selector, we need to knock this pin here out. So first things first, let's lubricate everything. So the Quickshift is supplied with a tool to help knock it out, just in case you don't have a punch in your tool set. And the other thing you need is a hammer. Now this may seem brutal, but there's not a lot of room in there to move. You don't have to swing, there's no room to swing a hammer. So the heavier the hammer, the better, and we're going to use the weight of the hammer and repeated knocks rather than extreme force. Yep. Okay, so patience is key with this. It will go. It may feel like you're hitting it forever, but it will go. Now, top tip with this one is just be careful not to knock the pin all the way out the back, because if you knock it too hard, it will fire down onto the under tray, and you'll find yourself rummaging around trying to find it. We need this to put it back. So with the pin loose, it's a little bit of a tight fit. And then you just jiggle it out past the thing. If you watch how it comes out, just like that. So as it comes out, we'll go and compare it to the standard one just to see the differences. So if you see the two side by side, you can see the differences in there. Note the where we've moved the pin. So that's where the shortened throw comes from. And we've also increased the weight. You can see the extra weight on the end of it, which is what gives it the nice smooth throw. So at this point, we can knock the pin the rest of the way out. Shouldn't take too much effort. Use your massive hammer again. There you go. So that's the pin. So save that because we need that to mount the 091. We're almost ready to start putting the Quickshift back into the car. So first things first, with the standard pin, we're just going to put a little bit of lubricant on it just to give us a fighting chance. And then start from the front of the selector. And what we're going to do again is use a hammer. Just to get the pin started. It's much easier to do this on the bench than it is to do it with the part in the car. Get the pin started. But what you need to be very careful of, so you need to be very careful you don't push the pin too far in. It wants not quite flush with the surface. If it's too far out, you obviously won't be able to get it onto the selector shaft. Okay, the next bit, now this is by no means essential. This is a bit of a top tip to make your life easier, and trust me, you will thank me for it. So what we want to do, we're just going to take a paint pen, and if you look on the selector shaft, you can see the hole that the pin goes through. And what we're going to do is just draw a paint line just in line with that hole. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you'll see why in a moment. Okay, so now we're going to put the selector in. Now, these can be a bit tricky, so if you watch how it goes in, put the weight down first into the cavity here, and then roll the top over, and then it slides down over onto the shaft. A bit of a jiggle, there you go. Okay, now if you remember, you can see here the line that we drew with the paint, and now what we need to do is line that up with the pin. Otherwise we'll be fighting blind trying to knock the pin in, not knowing exactly where the hole is. Okay, so using our drift again, we can just start gently tapping, and remember we are tapping, we're not whacking. And use again, we're using the paint mark to make sure we're in the right area. Patience is key with this. It may seem like you're not getting anywhere, but trust me, it will go in. And you want it so it's nice and flush on the front. There you go, so the pin is in. Next up, got a tiny blob of grease. We're just using some copper grease. And just want to grease up the ball. Just a little smear around the ball. It's copper grease, so it's everywhere, which is standard. And then pop the cable back on. It should go on with a click, like that. There you go, that's the selector installed, and you are done.